Welcome to today's discussion, employment-related disputes in Kenya. In the next 6 minutes, we'll explore the number of employment cases reported, the main causes and how youth are both affected and contributing to these trends. To understand employment disputes, we first need context on Kenya's job market. According to the Kenya Labor Market Information System and statistics from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, youth unemployment stands at 17.7% with 35.9% unemployed, working but without enough hours of income. 44% of youth live below the basic income threshold and 15% are neither in education, employment, nor training. While official unemployment rates in Kenya range from around 7 to 12% nationally, youth aged 15 to 34 continue to bear a disproportionate share of joblessness, and this creates conditions where disputes are likely to arise. In Kenya, employment disputes are typically handled by the Employment and Labor Relations Court, which deals with issues like unfair termination, wage disputes, non-payment of benefits, and wrongful dismissal. And some relevant cases on public record include judgment involving employment claims, employees challenging wrongful termination and withheld salaries, consolidated employment claims in 2023. Each of these represents individual or small group disputes. So the number of cases registered annually is not extremely high, but they reveal trends about how workers' rights are violated and defended. Before we talk about youth specifically, let's examine key reasons employment disputes arise, and I have gathered only three. Number one being skill-job mismatch. Reports suggest Kenya's labor market produces more graduates than jobs created. Employers often seek specific market-relevant skills that many job seekers lack, leading to frustration and workplace tensions. And then number two, we have underemployment and informality. Many workers are employed but not sufficiently utilized or compensated, particularly in the informal sector where protection are weaker. This creates disputes over pay and conditions, contract violation and wrongful termination. Cases like the ones I've shown you above show how sudden dismissal and contractual disputes become legal issues. While other factors like discrimination or poor HR practices also play roles, the major drivers of formal disputes often relate to unfair termination, non-payment of wages, and unclear employment contracts. Now let's focus on youth, who represent one of the Kenya's largest and most vulnerable working populations. According to the Federation of Kenyan Employers, youth unemployment among 15 to 34 years old in Kenya is particularly high, up to 67% in some estimates, much higher than the national average. Over 1 million young Kenyans enter the labor market annually, often lacking industry-ready skills. Because so many young people are seeking jobs and competition is intense, youth are more likely to accept precarious work conditions, which then lead to disputes when terms are violated. Despite challenges, a very few employment and labor disputes are actually reported to courts or authorities, and here is why. Because there is lack of awareness of rights. Many workers, especially in the informal job sector, do not know their rights or how to file a claim. And then this issue to deal with cost and time barriers. Legal processes can be expensive and time consuming, deterring especially youth and the low-income workers. And then there's fear of retaliation. Workers may worry losing future opportunities if they challenge an employer, particularly in small communities or tight job markets. The last one is informality of work. Many young people work in the informal sector where formal contracts and legal protections are weaker, so disputes often stay undocumented. Let's break down the conditions that enable both high youth unemployment and low reporting of disputes. There is educational mismatches. Institutions may not align with market needs, leading to an oversupply of certain qualifications. Informal sector dominance. There is high rates of informal employment, meaning many work without formal contracts or protections, and weak legal awareness. Without easily accessible information on labor rights, most workers don't know how to navigate the system. And then there are cultural factors. Some may view dispute reporting as shameful or risky. To address these challenges, several measures can help reduce disputes, protect rights, and support youth employment. Education and career guidance being number one, improve linkage between training institutions and employers, ensuring skills match job requirements. And then there's labor rights awareness. Government and NGOs should run campaigns teaching workers about their rights and how to report disputes. And accessible reporting platforms. Online systems and community level assistance can make it easier for workers to lodge complaints without fear. And then the issue to do with youth employment programs. Initiatives like entrepreneurship support, internships, and public-private partnerships can create opportunities and reduce unemployment pressure. Partnerships with employers to create on-the-job training can make youth more employable. Employment disputes are just the tip of a complex labor market reality. But with information, legal support, and inclusive policies, Kenya can build a stronger, more equitable system for all workers, especially its youth.